Hello, my name is HQ of HQ Reacts. Welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the stream, and click the notification button for new content.
Hello, everybody. This is HQ in the house. We came out early in an early time slot for the story that you see on the thumbnail. Uh, this supposed, or who knows, some kind of conspiracy regarding Charlie Kirk's death, right? And I'm not really close enough to the parties to figure it out, but I do know when that Candace Owens gets involved with stuff. You never know what the hell is going to happen and what people are going to say, right? But I do notice one thing about the letter. The letter was released by Netanyahu, right? A letter that apparently Kirk had sent to him regarding relations here in the United States. And it was my understanding that because the world is not a closed place and you just can't make up stories and fairy tales and your own narrative about certain countries and whatnot. And since there could not be a narrative regarding Gaza, Palestinians, and Israel, you couldn't just make up and say whatever you wanted to say. People were finding out the truth, right? So, and whenever Charlie went to campuses, he would run into people who would be like, "Oh, hell no! How are you trying to sell Israel to us as this victim?" And we ain't trying to hear it. This is what Charlie kept running into. The climate on the campuses were shifting because young kids, they curious, they start reading books, they start getting on the internet, they start finding all kinds of shit out, right? So the kids, whenever Charlie went to a campus, the kids started finding stuff out, saying, because the narrative was the Palestinian people were evil. Hamas was in charge, and they were attacking Israel. And the kids on the campuses was like, hold up. Y'all, Israel is a big country. And Palestine is a little square of Gaza Strip, little square. And you mean to tell me y'all can't subdue those people on that little square? You all apparently were subduing those people because pictures of them starving, the people in Gaza starving, came out, and the real conditions started coming out, right? Since the Gaza war escalated in late 2023, campuses have been the most visible arenas of protest to Israel. A lot of young people, especially students, became very vocal about Palestine's rights and became very critical of Israel, right? And Charlie was hitting these campuses all the time. So polling came out in 24-25, right? Showed a widening generational gap. People my age and a little bit younger than me felt like the war, the way it was going, was the fault of Palestine. And then the younger generation, the college kids, started looking at the pictures, reading reading the narrative and saying, no, Israel. Y'all over there starving them people. Y'all over there killing those people off. So the younger demographics were leaning more pro-Palestinian, or are leaning more pro-Palestinian, because they're seeing pictures, they're seeing the narrative, and people are getting the word out X, Y, and Z. So United States, so Charlie saw that maybe they were losing support. Israel was losing support. So this made it harder for conservative influencers like Kirk and Candace and whoever that's on the right to spin this narrative that Israel was the victim. You can't spin there. You can't be the big bully over top of the little guy and call yourself the victim. The little guy can only shoot you in the knees so many times. Okay? So that simple line of Israel is always the victim, there was pushback with that. And Charlie found that. Charlie found it when he would run to these things. So he ran Turning Point, which was a huge presence on college campuses, right? And he was used to fighting, those issues, feminism, socialism, all that weird shit, right? The kids challenge people on. When you got a 19-year-old in the house and they challenge everything you thinking, everything you saying, you know what I'm talking about if you have young kids. So students challenged Charlie with the images, the videos, they had all that, the moral arguments about Gaza and the civilians and Israel were killing the people off, according to the kids. So he wrote a letter to Netanyahu. And he admitted in the letter he was tired of being called a paid ideologue or apologist for Israel. He was tired of being called a paid apologist and was frustrated that defending Israel was costing him credibility. I mean, what can you say when people confront you with pictures and videotape of a camp? It's basically a camp with tents. It's not a shanty. Shanty has wood and steel. These were camps. Tents. Okay? They were being faced with. Anybody can go online and look at that. You cannot, according to the kids, he started to see that old messaging about Israel cannot be the victim. Okay? And they had to be the terrorist. And the Palestinian people were the victims. And that Israel being the victim was not resonating with the young children anymore. Of course not. If you get pictures of what was going on, of course it's not going to resonate with them. So it was a 7-page letter that he wrote to Netanyahu. Okay. The contents of the message, he warned that young American people weren't buying the bullshit no more. They were not buying this narrative that Kurt was saying on the campuses, that Israel was the victim and Palestine was the aggressor. They weren't buying that anymore. You cannot be the bully. You cannot be a big bully and expect people to look at you like you're the victim when the people that you're fighting against are ants. Are ants. You just cannot be the victim. Okay? So he stressed that conservatives was losing the argument. They needed better talking points. The talking points were falling on deaf ears. He said they had to modernize their PR, do something about the PR. Okay. More importantly, the letter was not anti-Israel. It was still supportive, but it was also critical of how Israel was handling the communication. And it was going to take a toll on the narrative. Right? Because my understanding is these right wing influencers get paid. They get endorsements. Y'all excuse me, I'm catching a cold. They get endorsements, these right wing influencers. They get money. Left wing influencers don't get money, and the right wing influencers get money to carry a narrative, to say things that they want them to say. Okay? To say things they want to be said. So why this letter became controversial, you had Candace Owens. But then Netanyahu came out and started quoting some of the things that were in the letter. things that said that Kirk still expressed his love for Israel, and he was leaving out when Netanyahu was talking. He was leaving out the frustration that Charlie felt with the message that he felt was getting falling on deaf ears. So Candace Owens and other people pointed out it was sort of a misrepresentation what Netanyahu was saying, since the real story of the letter was about his struggle with dealing with younger people who did not believe the message. Well, you just have to be, quite frankly, the young people don't believe the message. They don't believe that you can be as big as Israel is and be the victim. There's some pockets in which you were a victim, but now you've gone Israel. You've gone beyond the pale with the pictures of the starving people. Okay, so this was where we start our story. Candace Owens, she was the first person I ever heard came out against or said anything, regarding it. So I'm just gonna play a little bit of her clip. So this is Candace, when she was like, "Oh man, y'all, I don't know what y'all doing, but I don't think the Charlie. This was something else."
Guys, we're going to jump right into this with no introduction. There's a lot that I would like to speak with you guys about. Can't wait to hear your feedback. A lot of lies that are being put out there, narratives that I would say are half truths or just misrepresentations entirely. And I don't really see the reason for that.
Rebecca Ty,
first and foremost, to let you know, last week was not a dream. Charlie Kirk, my friend, is dead. And he was publicly executed. I want to make that clear. Charlie Kirk was publicly executed.
I don't know enough about the situation to have a concrete example of what was going on, but I do know you can't be the bully on the block and then call yourself a victim. You just can't. We should all be asking questions. Yes, we should all be asking questions. So I'm asking questions now. Hey, we late to the party, but we here.
You did before the world. And as we are all searching for answers, the ones that are being supplied to us are not making a lot of sense.
Right.
And some people, I would say, are speaking too much, are speaking on behalf of other people. I don't like it. I will say something that I think brought the world a lot of relief, also, sadness. We were grieving with her, was when his wife, Mrs. Erica Kirk, addressed not just the nation, but the entire world. Her words were very powerful. And we just have a very brief portion of her remarks, which you should pursue in their entirety. But here she is.
If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country.
See, and I really didn't understand why she was talking like that. She had one mission. She had one mission when she got on TV and did this. To unify and try to calm the peace, She didn't do that. She ratcheted it up. This is what made me look at her funny. You had one thing. You could have let cool heads prevail, but you didn't. This kind of talk right here, it was like you all knew who did it, and I didn't. She just came across as cynical to craven to me.
In this world, you have no idea. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry. To everyone listening tonight across America, the movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. It will not die.
Beautiful, powerful words. Charlie had just one wife. What we got to see across this weekend is that there were so many people around the world, like she said, who were deeply moved by Charlie Kirk throughout their lives and, of course, have been deeply moved by this tragedy. And what she is describing there, that fire, a lot of us are feeling it. I am definitely feeling it. I had a very tough weekend. A very tough weekend. I will say this. My entire life, I've not been much of a crier. It is not my choice emotion. I'm not a person who bursts into tears, and some people are like that. This weekend, I didn't just cry. I wept. I wept for Charlie. Obviously, I didn't make it through the tribute to him.
No, we're not talking about violence. I'm saying she spoke right here as though she knew who it was, and nobody knew anything about what was going on. She spoke as though you don't know what you unleashed. What do you mean you don't know? Who are you talking about? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
On Friday.
And Candace Owens rubs me the wrong way anyway. She rubbed me the wrong way anyway, because she always, I don't know, I can't tell whether she's an opportunistic, craven, coon. I can't tell. But I know she rubbed me the wrong way. This lady right here.
And for those of you who wanted to see me in a moment of weakness, that was delivered to you. Fair. Yeah. I watched my friend get shot in the neck.
So if she was such a friend, and I'm just being fucked up because I'm just that way, why is it that she didn't go to the funeral? If that was my best friend, if that was my buddy, that was my boy, yeah, you need to move on, crankbait. You definitely need to move on. If that was my buddy, I would have went to the funeral, and I don't understand why she's not close with the wife, or maybe she would have known what was going on with the wife. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Something about it is off.
Yeah, that's what happened. I just want to say that he was publicly executed again before the world. The question is why, right?
I'm happy you think so, Crank. Hit the road, Jack.
You know, when you are in a state of grief, you go through a lot of emotions, and I'm arriving right now at a lot of anger. The audacity of some people. It has taken much restraint and prayer, and I had to speak with a priest. I had to go to confession. These emotions that I am having, wanting to respond with Charlie in his own words, really. People that are coming forward and saying this is what he thought and this is how he should be remembered. It just feels really inappropriate to me. I didn't know what to do other than to scroll through.
Wait a minute. Do you actively oppose Christian nationalism? Wait a minute. Are we talking about Christian nationalism? What are we talking about? We talking about a conspiracy.
Messages between me and Charlie, regarding which there are a ton of them. And I kept going back and watching the many videos of us dancing to the song Power. And it felt appropriate to reach out to.
I love that song by Kanye, Power.
To Ye, speaking about things, talking about his mode when he wrote the song. You know, when you wrote the song Power, why did we have it as our hype song? Because the song is about the ability to find it within yourself to become what you know you are capable of becoming inside of a matrix. When you just realize everything is dishonest, that everything is performative, that people are dishonest, that they are going to try to stop you from being great. In fact, it's the end of the song. The question that he asks at the end of the song, that's the most important. Ye asks, do you have the power to let power go? Do you have the power to say no to power? You know, I told you guys that Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation at the end, and all of the usual suspects were really angry that I hinted towards that. What do you mean? You're not allowed to say that. They were attacking me, trying to make me fearful, to speak out and speak about the things that I know. I'm not feeling very fearful right now. I am, like I said, very angry. And I found, Charlie's favorite portion of the song. I'll show you the text between him and I, because this feels very relevant right now. This is, again, lyrics directly from the song Power, but I just needed time alone with my own thoughts, got treasures in my mind, but couldn't open up my own vault. My childlike creativity, purity, and honesty is honestly being crowded by these grown thoughts. Reality is catching up with me, taking my inner child. I'm fighting for custody with these responsibilities that they entrusted me. That's a moment where he is really speaking about how hard it is. Like when you're saying, no, this is what I believe. And they say, you're not allowed to believe that. You feel like you are fighting for custody of yourself. And I want to be very clear that I believe, in fact, I know that towards the end, Charlie was fighting for custody of himself. I want to say that. I want to say that plainly. And there are lies that are being told and they need to be slapped down right now. There's one person who's been out there acting like he is a widow, you know, just saying the absolute most, tweeting first about what happened to Charlie, following it minute to minute, you know, and doing hits in a foreign country, right? Like making time to do hits on Fox News, 2 of them. Bibi Netanyahu who's
she be going after all these powerful people and don't nobody be fronting her off. I don't understand how she get to talk crazy to whoever she wants to talk crazy to, and people don't come for her. Why don't nobody come for her? I don't ever see nobody come for her on the right. I don't ever see nobody come for her on the left. What the hell is going on? Why is she always saying whatever the hell she want to say, and it could be as goofy as hell, but don't nobody say nothing to her?
Fighting, I think, like an 84 front war with everyone, made a lot of time for Charlie Kirk. You would have thought they were the best of friends, as close as him and Trump were. But I will say, I don't recall Erica mentioning Bibi Netanyahu in her speech. The way he's presenting it is like he was I mean, this is just the worst loss for him, but I don't think that that is the truth. In fact, I know for a fact that he is misrepresenting some things that happened there towards the end. So let's at first listen to what Bibi Netanyahu just one day, less than 24 hours after Charlie died, what Bibi Netanyahu had to say on Fox News.
Yeah, but my thing is, why is it that a leader of a foreign country is over here speaking about a person that went? Why is he speaking about Charlie as though Charlie his best friend? Was Charlie actually, he was in the pocket of Charlie, or Charlie was in his pocket? What the hell is going on? I mean, I don't understand why a head of another country would be speaking, expressing condolences about a person that was just a regular, ordinary American person going around campuses and owned a company. I mean, is he speaking like that about Bill Gates? Is he speaking like that about President Carter, who died? What the hell going on? That he would know him that well that they would be speaking. He would be at his funeral or on Fox News talking about him. No, I doubt it was powerful. I think he was a mouthpiece. Beginning to think he was really a mouthpiece.
Take a listen.
We're just heartbroken. Myself, my wife, my family, my son actually, on his 2019 visit to Israel, had lunch with him and his wife, Erica. We're shattered first as human beings because a great human being has been taken from us.
Right.
Was an extraordinary friend. He said, he wrote me a letter on May 2nd this year. He said, one of my greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances to defend Judeo-Christian civilization. A few weeks before the tragedy yesterday, I called him and I spoke to him and I said, please come to Israel. I invited him to Israel. And sadly, that visit will not take place. But he was a defender of our common Judeo-Christian civilization.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. The whole point was Charlie was trying to let him know that the young people of today were not buying the Israel is the victim card. You know, I mean, if you see the pictures and you see the people in Palestine, then you know they can't that Israel is not the only victim over there. You could see that. We all know that. I get it. Israel and Palestine, they've been going back and forth. Okay. They've been going back and forth with each other. So no, the young people are not buying the fact that Israel is the victim. They're not buying it totally, completely. Right? I hate when these news people and these rich people be spinning shit for me. I don't like that. Y'all don't never tell the truth. They always be lying.
Unbelievably excited to walk in the footsteps of Jesus here. He valued our bond, the bond between America and Israel.
You all do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button going in and out, please, and thank you. We like to hear world events and things like that. We are a neutral territory. We like to hear all of that good stuff. Please hit the like button. That'd be amazing. I thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Please and thank you. The like button, like button, like button. I need at least 10 or 15 likes from somebody. Please and thank you.
He, did so many things to defend free speech. He had his truth. He stood up for it. But he said, you can come and debate me. He invited that debate. He certainly didn't invite the violence, the horrible violence that tried to silence him. And, this is a worldwide problem. The people on the extremes, the Islamists, the radical Islamists, and their union with the ultra progressives, they often speak about human rights. They speak about free speech, but they use violence to try to take down their enemies, whether it's President Trump, who's...
I mean, I didn't know it was that bad. I did not know. But it's the young people. It's the 25 and younger people. They saying, we ain't buying this bullshit y'all trying to spin for us. The media trying to spin. All y'all trying to spin this garbage to us. The young people was giving it to Charlie. Every time he went to a campus, they was fronting him off, telling him, hey, we don't believe Israel is the victim. They were saying that. So that's why he wrote this letter. Like, we got to do something else, because y'all can't be the perpetual victim, right? You can has anybody seen those pictures of Gaza, that Gaza Strip? Has anybody seen those pictures? It's like a small strip of land, and all of those Palestinian people are living under tents and shit like that right there on that little strip of land. And this is where they keep those Palestinian people. Ain't no way you can consider yourself the victim if you're doing this people like this. It just I don't know.
It's been almost assassinated twice, or they tried to kill me here too, but they got Charlie Kirk, and it's just heartbreaking.
Who is they, BB? Who is they who got Charlie Kirk? We don't have to actually speak conspiracies. I'm just wondering, because you said a lot there, but it really sounded like it was about BB trying to establish a narrative that we saw reinforced by a lot of people, that, Charlie kind of made it almost sound like he died for Israel. I mean, Trump's account even tweeted out a photo of Charlie and an American flag, right, and also an Israeli flag, a bit of AI used, like this is just who Charlie was. He says Judeo-Christian values. He spoke to him 2 weeks ago. Again, you would think he was busy fighting this 97,000 front war, but no, he's letting you know that he just randomly picks up the phone and calls Charlie Kirk and invites him to Israel. Why would BB do that? It seems like maybe there's a little more to the story. No, there definitely is a little bit more to the story. First and foremost, that letter he is holding up, he is severely misrepresenting. Those sentences are real, but I am calling upon Bibi Netanyahu, the dear friend to Charlie Kirk, to publish the letter's entire contents. Like, don't start with just 2 sentences.
Right.
Publish the entire thing. You're holding it. I'm saying you're severely misrepresenting the contents, that in May, Charlie was concerned about Israel and their influence on American politics and how they were pushing things that he felt were in conflict with his beliefs.
See, my thing is this. If she knew him so well, if she knew Charlie so well, why didn't he confide in her? Wouldn't he have got, you know how nosy this chick is. This chick nosy as hell. You know damn well if this chick nosy as hell. So she would have known if she was that close to him, she would have known that he thought it was some bullshit going on. She should know if she was that damn close. She's saying that Charlie had, once these pictures came out, you guys gotta Google the pictures of Gaza, of the Gaza Strip. You gotta Google the picture. She's making it seem as though she is close to him, no, Rainbow, and I can't tell. But you guys gotta Google the Gaza Strip and how those people live. I'm not criticizing anything. I'm telling you to go and just look at the pictures, right? So I'm saying to her, she makes it seem as though she's very good friends with him, but now she's making it seem as though he had something to say, but he wasn't saying it to Netanyahu, but she knew him so well, she knew that he didn't believe what was in the letter, or she didn't believe he wrote that letter that Netanyahu was spouting on the TV.
Leaves free.
Go look at the poorness. Just look at Gaza, y'all. Just look at Gaza. Those people are on a strip of land. Just look at Gaza. That's all I can say.
Speech here in America. Bibi's holding it up like Charlie just in May said, hey, you know what? I just want to write a love letter to Israel. That's how it was presented. Would you guys agree? That's not how it happened. Now, regarding that phone call and that invite, that also needs to be contextualized. And I'm going to do that. But first, Skylar, can we bring in a clip of Charlie from a month ago speaking about the kind of pressure that he was under? Because I think that will also help to further contextualize this. Take a listen.
Pressure?
I'm an American citizen.
Okay.
Yes, I want Israel to win. Yes, I'm a Christian. But like some of the mess, and you've seen how I've been treated, Megan, by some, not all, by some.
No, it's very irritating.
It's
been
almost
so
as if
unfair. They were coming after you after Turning Point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith is allowed to criticize Israel.
They were talking about them coming after Charlie because they were criticizing Israel. Charlie felt the pressure of them. You know, he knew that he was running into opposition from the people at the campuses, but Charlie also may have been having a different thought pattern about it. I don't know. This is what Candace is saying. Candace is saying he was starting to see things differently. He just wasn't going to toe the line and be pro-Israel. When you see the pictures of the Gaza people, when you look at the pictures of the Gaza people, ain't no way Israel is just the victim of everything. You just ain't.
Both sides, the Israeli side was overrepresented.
Though. No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. Again, I just want to repeat for the fifth time. I love Israel. I want Israel to win. But my moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this. And I could go, you saw it, Megan. It was trending on Twitter, thousands of tweets and text messages. And if I were to be charitable and generous, I will say the people that are attacking me are in a hyper paranoid state because they're at war, and war tends to make things black and white. And you're a hammer looking for a nail. Right. So I'm trying to be charitable, Megan. Literally, I'm trying to cut as much slack as I can, right? Like, okay, what would it be like if all of a sudden I'm starting to see a pattern of behavior similar to what my grandparents saw in 1930s Germany online? How would I behave? So that's like my charitable kind of overcompensation spirit. At the same time, I'm like, but it's not defensible to be dumb, right?
See, he's saying to himself, now he's starting to, I took from that to mean that Charlie was starting to question the line, the party line. Israel is the victim and Palestine is the aggressor. He's saying, I can't morally, I can't see people dying and hurting like I see the Palestinian people doing and still have my moral character still be who I am. I think that's what Candace is saying. I don't know. Maybe I'm interpreting it
right.
No, it's not defensible to be dumb. And he was under an increasing amount of pressure, not just people telling him, oh, well, you know, I'm upset with who you're inviting, but flat out telling him that he was not allowed to invite certain people to his events. They were threatening to pull out money. Charlie was getting a lot of really nasty text messages, and many of them pertaining to Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. But Tucker Carlson was really the focus when it came to America Fest. How could Charlie allow these debates about Israel to take place? How could he allow Dave Smith, who, by the way, is Jewish, how could how could Charlie allow this other position to meet the stage? Because obviously when people start to hear the debates,
right,
what Dave Smith is saying sounds so rational, but it was up to Charlie to not allow those things to happen. And that amount of pressure towards the end, as you see that conversation he had with Meghan was just a month before he lost his life,
right.
really, I would say, reached a pinnacle of sorts on the matter of what Tucker Carlson actually said on that stage. Tucker Carlson, while he was on that stage at Turning Point, brought up Bill Ackman. Bill Ackman is a billionaire, obviously. He is also an extremely litigious billionaire. And Bill Ackman was on Charlie about comments that Tucker Carlson had made on that stage. Tucker Carlson specifically asked the question, where does Bill Ackman's money come from? You know, who is this guy? Actually, who is this guy that has this much influence?
Right.
And like I said, Bill Ackman was not happy about this. And so I would like to contextualize Bibi. Again, these are things Bibi brought up publicly, which he didn't have to. He didn't have to bring up the letter. He didn't have to bring up the phone call, but he chose to do this less than 24 hours after Charlie Kirk was shot. Personally, Bibi, I would have appreciated if you guys used all of your spyware, you'd spying on us for years, to maybe track down the killer. But I guess this is where you thought it was best to do a little propaganda for Israel would be better than us helping us track down the killer. But anyway, so Bibi Netanyahu in that phone call, what took place was a couple.
Yeah, those are the people that are the aggressors. They're attacking Israel. According to Israel, they're attacking Israel. They're attacking Israel. If you Google the size of where they're staying, you Google the size of that Gaza Strip, you will see that they are being effectively pushed into the water. So it's wild. That's wild.
Okay. A couple of weeks ago, before Charlie lost his life, Charlie was in the Hamptons, and he had more than one event, but he had essentially what was staged, an intervention was staged by Bill Ackman, because Charlie's rational thoughts about Israel were a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends, his quote unquote friends. Bill Ackman was very upset, and threats were made. That is what
according to Candace, right now, Charlie was threatened that you need to toe the Israel line. You need to say that those people on that strip are the aggressor and Israel is the victim. You need to keep saying that, keep saying that, keep saying that. Israel had been paying Charlie for years to say this stuff, to keep the party line going. And Charlie, according to Candace, is saying that Charlie was starting to have an awakening. Hi, RJ. Starting to have an awakening to the party line bullshit. That's what I'm assuming. I'm just interpreting what I think. You all hit the like button, please, and thank you. Come in and out. Hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Hit the like button. Please like, share, all that good stuff. We just breaking down Candace. I can't tell whether the woman is for real or she's joking or she's a drifter or I can't tell. So I'm just going through. This is the first time I ever really listened to her. You know, I've seen clips, but I've never really seen a actual, full context.
I am told, and I will tell you.
Because everybody's interested in Charlie. We want to find out what happened to Charlie. Everybody want to find out whether this Ty person, I mean, there's people say that, Ty, he's in jail. But my whole point is, was it he the only one involved? Why did he do it? I mean, he seemed like, I don't know. Everything just seemed weird. The letter that he wrote to his girlfriend or his boyfriend or whatever the hell it was, Transformer person, that seemed weird. So I don't know. All it seemed weird to me. All it seemed off. Please hit the like button and all that good stuff, right?
That I am very happy for Bill Ackman to dispute this narrative. In fact, he was asked to dispute this narrative. Max Blumenthal went out to him today, and Bill Ackman came back and said, I have receipts I can show you. And he did not provide the receipts. This is not how it went down. I know it went down this way. I'm waiting for one of them to go on record and to say that it didn't go down this way. It was.
She's saying Bill Ackerman, the Ackerman guy, threatened Charlie. She's saying the Bill Ackerman threatened Charlie to toe the line, keep up the facade of saying Israel was the victim, that they needed to keep that narrative going. This was what was going on. So we trying to see.
At this time that Bibi Netanyahu was called and Charlie was invited to Israel. This was an under duress situation, I would say, because I've been in these situations before. When I started asking very sensible questions about Israel, as someone who had dedicated her political life to supporting Israel, many times alongside Charlie Kirk, I was met with the very same pressure.
Hello, everybody. Hello, come in. My name is HQ. Hello, we just going through, Candace Owens' video to see whether she's a goofy, whether she's just a token coon, whether we just going through her video to find out what the hell is going on. Because some of us had never heard of Charlie, so now we're being introduced to Charlie. So we're being introduced to this conspiracy. So we just trying to figure out some facts over here. That's all. We just going through it. I appreciate a like and a share, please, and a thank you. I appreciate all of you. She's all of the above, Christopher.
And just like Charlie was being invited to Israel, I was invited somewhere else. And when this arrived to me, it felt like a threat. I got to tell you that. It felt like a threat, not like, hey, come here and we can educate you because you're my friend. More like, this is your last chance. That's how it felt to me. I can't speak to how it felt to Charlie.
Okay.
And I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment.
Right.
A ton of money. Bibi would fund it, spend tons of money. And Turning Point.
Did anybody know how much money Charlie was getting from these speaking engagements? Was he getting a lot of money for this? I mean, if somebody pay you a lot of money, you better say what the hell they want you to say, right? So was he just saying stuff? Was it a grift? Wait a minute, hold on. When Charlie first died, I heard that he was grifting, that he really was just grifting, and he was saying these things because he was getting paid. What the fuck is going on with these people? I don't understand. Was he speaking the truth? Was he just talking? Was he getting paid to just talk and propagandize for Israel? What was going on? This is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out.
I guess if it needed to go to a higher level, would have gone to an even higher level than it already was at. Mm-hmm. And I know for a fact that Charlie denied that funding. That Charlie denied, and what Bibi didn't include there, he declined to go to Israel for, I would describe this as re-education camp. We've seen it.
Wow.
You made an but we can help you. We just need you to come out to Auschwitz and take a picture. Yeah. We just need you to come to the Holocaust Museum and take a photo. We just need you to go to Israel and we can make this better.
Wow.
Charlie said no to Bibi. Okay. Bill Ackman, if you would like to dispute that, I would love to hear what you say happened, because our sources and what we have
What?
It's solid. Okay. There were conversations that took place, messages that were sent at that time, and they are solid. So I decided another person.
What y'all think? Is she a grifter? Is she one of them people that be selling wolf tickets? Do she be selling wolf tickets to these people, and these people don't know whether she telling the truth, and she just be running her mouth, or do she be having the facts? I don't know. This is the first time I'm listening to her in its entirety, right? So I'm like, is she a grifter? Do she be lying? What the hell going on? She act like she got receipts. She got receipts in her back pocket. How she got receipts and everybody keeps saying she a grifter and she a liar?
Person that was there, and I am not surprised this person was there. If you've been listening to my show, Seth Dillon. I was going to go to Seth Dillon, and I decided to message him last night about this Hamptons meeting.
Rainbow.
And Seth Dillon, who is normally very quick with a response, has not yet been able to respond.
Y'all please hit the like button and please hit the like button and subscribe if you coming over. Please and thank you. We try to do these things every day. Please and thank you. Hey.
And I'll show you this text message chain. And I want to be clear, I am not someone who normally publicizes text messages. But my friend was shot in the neck. And I'm just not really in the state right now to be polite when it comes to the answers that I am demanding. Okay. This is me out to Seth Dillon last night. I sent him Bill Ackman's tweets because, he tweeted, I feel incredibly privileged to have spent a day and shared a meal with Charlie Kirk this summer. He was a giant of a man.
Bigger. I don't know how to do.
I said, any comment on this one, Seth? He didn't answer last night.
But
this morning I said, need a comment.
It does say the first name is Bill Ackerman. Sent her this message. But she's responding to him through the messages. He did say something to her.
Meant ASAP, please. He didn't answer. Then I followed that up and I said, trying again here, you were present when Ackman lost his mind on Charlie and when Bibi invited him to Israel and Charlie refused. Text messages immediately following this meeting are circulating. I find Ackman's statement, as though the meeting was somehow cordial, to be incredibly disturbing. Are you at all disturbed by that tweet? Do you feel, as I do, that this tweet significantly betrays the defined purpose and mood of his, and I presume your, final meeting with Charlie Kirk? ? He was unable to speak to me, but he did place some frantic calls to Turning Point USA. Yeah. You see, I went out to Seth, but I also went out to two other people who were at this meeting, and nobody is willing to go on record.
Right.
They're all messaging each other, trying to figure out a coordinated response to say that, no, this was all quite cordial, but no one wants to go on record and describe it as cordial because they know someone's leaking, because someone's got a guilty conscience about what happened at the Hamptons. So I will again put it out there.
Has she dropped the receipts? I have no idea. I'm saying, was she close to Charlie? And if she don't have no receipts, why the hell is it that people seem to think, how she get away with this stuff? I'm learning this lady as I see her right now. How she get away with this stuff? I mean, I love a person that come with the receipts. I love a person, if you got that shit, back it up. Show that shit, right? Show that shit. If she got it, show it. But I would be afraid to keep opening up my mouth if I was her, because she be saying some wild shit. And then, don't they break people off still? It's crazy.
Beth, Bill Ackman, and to the other individuals who I have not yet named, but who are going to be named later this week, who were at the Hamptons when Charlie was put under pressure.
Right.
When Bibi Netanyahu called him and invited him to Israel, again, in a move that when it happened to me, and it wasn't Bibi Netanyahu, felt to me like a laced threat. I am inviting you guys. I will give you my platform, actually, to come clear matters up, but tell us what really happened. Because, I think Charlie was definitely on the brink of changing some of his perspectives. And I can tell you factually, Charlie was praying the rosary.
Well, Kamala is black. I don't know where y'all be getting this weird shit from. I don't know where she got the shit from. She's black.
Charlie was going to mass. One of my last conversations with Charlie was me joking with him saying, just make the last step. Okay. You are, I said specifically, you're too smart to be a Protestant.
Well, she was under that. She was having that that lawsuit. Remember, she's under that lawsuit. She called that head of state, called his wife a man. Said his wife was born a man. His wife was a transsexual. So now she's in trouble calling a head of state's wife a transsexual. So now she's in a lawsuit. They suing her ass right now.
Just take the last step, Charlie. He says, ha ha. You're speaking about Mary.
And she ain't backing down either. She like, I want full disclosure of that transformer. Sure do.
And typically when those steps start taking place, you stop referring to yourself, as I did, as a Judeo-Christian. Again, it is mystifying why, Bibi was out there doing the absolute most to make sure that Charlie was basically remembered as, I would argue, like a Jew, has not been yet mentioned. I didn't hear that. Erica was very clear that Charlie was a Christian, and I believe Charlie obviously was very much a Christian.
Wait a minute, was Charlie a Christian or was he a Jewish person? I mean, LEQ or LEQ? I got to look that up. Now I'm all in on that conspiracy. I got to find out. Okay. Was he Jewish or was he Christian? He was Christian, right? Okay.
And that things are not being told truthfully. In fact, I will also call upon, since we're having fun, Turning Point USA to release the audio of what Charlie Kirk, because I was in communication with Charlie at this time, because I knew exactly which donors were pressuring him and why, exactly which people that they were insisting Charlie allowed to speak at his event and why, when Charlie did not necessarily want those people to speak at his event. Okay. I'm calling upon Turning Point to release the footage of what Charlie said to Tucker Carlson before he hit the stage. Before, all of that craziness and the response to Tucker Carlson's remarks played out. Charlie was mic'd. Surely Tucker Carlson was mic'd. I know Charlie's mic'd the entire time at those events. So I'm asking for everyone to just release Charlie in his own words. I feel like that's pretty fair, right?
Right.
Let's stop saying how Charlie felt. And instead, if you're going to hold up the letter, release it in its entirety. Okay,
hi, everybody.
Why don't you release your message?
You all, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. You're so going to fall for this. I'm concerned for the people. I'm not falling for anything. I'm just listening. Thank you, John Golf. Really, if you don't, why would I fall for anything? I have no idea who this woman is. I have no idea. I just know that Charlie was a good man to people. People loved him. He is of interest. This is a conspiracy that maybe that Ty Robinson did not do all the things, did not do what he's been accused of. So I am just following the news. I had no other interest in it other than following the news. That's it. Don't hit me. Don't beat me up. Don't beat me up. That's all I'm saying. James, Stephen, must be the win. Amber, John, King James, welcome.
Messages, Bill. I'll release mine. Let's all just be very forthcoming about what took place. In fact, I'm calling upon Tucker Carlson to speak about that. I know what Charlie said to him, and I'm sure Tucker Carlson won't lie about it. What did Charlie?
That's what I'm trying to find out, John. Is this a new made up? Is this chick? I have heard of her, but I have not listened to her. So I'm listening to what she's saying. Is she an idiot? Is that really, is she a grifter? She's a cool. What is she? I don't know. So that's what we're trying to find out.
Charlie say to you? Dave Smith, what did Charlie say to you? What was Charlie? Did he seem like he was treading in the direction? Like, do we feel like what Bibi is saying is honest, a representation of what Charlie was going through?
Really? No?
This is what I want. I think that the thing that we need here, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Now, does all of this mean that Bibi Netanyahu and that this somehow proves that Israel was involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk? No, we have no evidence of that. We can't say that because there is no evidence of that. But I don't like little lies. That's what I will say. Something that I always say in my household is when there is one lie, there's 20. There's no reason to lie. Bibi could have gone on Fox News and he could have told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
He could have said truthfully that Charlie Kirk has always loved Israel. He has always loved Israel as the Holy Land. He's been here many times.
Right.
And throughout his career, he has been a faithful supporter of Israel.
There you go.
That's not what he said. Okay. He talks about the phone call and didn't give it the proper context. He held up the letter and didn't give it the proper context. And lies by severe omission, I'd like to be very clear, are lies.
Okay.
Lies by severe omission are lies.
Okay.
You're not going to gaslight us and tell us to shut up or call us anti-Semitic for pointing out the fact that Charlie was having a change of heart about the tactics that Israel was using in America, and that he felt when he had left that meeting that he had effectively been blackmailed.
Whoa. That's rough. She's saying that Charlie sort of had a change of heart, or he was changing his mind about what was going on in Israel, what the Israeli people were doing to the Gaza people or the Palestinian people. She's saying, at least that's what I'm understanding. She's saying that Charlie was, because he was visiting these campuses all the time and he was running into these people who kept saying, there's no way that Israel is just a victim. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. So now we got her context. Now, get all points, but no connect. Yeah. Hey, I'm just here so I don't get fired. Okay.
Again, my platform is yours, Seth Dillon. My platform is yours, Bill Ackman. So if you want to clarify it, we can do it in front of millions.
Osmos, for real, he said that Israel needed to answer for what they were doing. That's what Charlie said. If that's what Charlie said, then I see why Netanyahu was salty. I see why he was salty. Because they wanted him to toe the line. Oh man, that's wild. Okay. This shit is starting to click. Okay. Because I ain't been keeping up with this kind of shit. I've been dealing with a dead husband. I ain't been keeping up with this kind of shit. Okay.
Okay. And I think that that's what people deserve, because everyone has PTSD. We watched Charlie get shot in the throat. That feels a little bit symbolic.
Yes.
It feels like they wanted us to know that his voice was problematic. Again, I don't know who they is. After we take this brief break, we're going to go through the investigation, which seems to have a lot of inconsistencies and holes in it. And we're definitely not yet at the bottom of what in fact took place. But I do know that I severely distrust people who rush to misrepresent things.
Right.
And it's not a good sign when somebody has to ask you, as Greta Van Susteren asked Bibi Netanyahu in his secondary hit regarding Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Well, I mean, I don't take it personally because I didn't know Charlie. I don't take what Charlie say personally. He maybe he didn't like me, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I like I said, I be dealing with a dead husband. I don't care what Charlie thought or didn't think, right? Stephen, Leg, Christopher, Ovetta, Angela, Stephen, Theo, please hit the like button coming in and out. We always have content every day. Something weird, something off the cuff, something you can call in about. But right now, we're trying to figure out what the hell is going on with this Candace person. Okay. They saying that, well, yeah, this is what I know. So we got our next person up who he might be controversial, but I'd be doggone if he don't be coming out with some right shit. I just, he might be controversial.
Kirk to Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, I want to say at the outset, we don't know if this is the real letter.
I didn't say that, Alex. I don't know nothing about it. We right here. We doing this.
Okay.
And you guys may not like Nick, but Nick he got a way of putting stuff that puts you that he got a way of putting stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Full disclosure, we are being told by the New York Post that they have obtained the letter. We don't know where they got it from. There is no date on the letter, but it is being presented to us as the letter.
As the letter.
Now, if anybody is aware of the existence of a different letter,
right, like
Candace Owens, then she should contribute the information that is relevant to the public discourse. But until or unless that happens,
right,
this is what we have to work with.
Right.
And we have no reason necessarily to believe that this is a phony letter. If the letter is phony, clearly Candace Owens has a copy of it because she said that if the letter is misrepresented, that she would come out and say something.
Angela, you wild.
So I would encourage her to come forward with her version of it if such a thing exists. Unless that happens or until that happens, this is what we have to go by.
Right.
And what letter am I talking about? Well, about 3 weeks ago, after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, of course, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, went on television.
Right.
And to support his claim that Charlie Kirk was a supporter of Israel until he died, something which is being questioned,
right,
something which has been scrutinized over the past several weeks, Netanyahu held up a physical copy of a letter,
right,
which Charlie Kirk allegedly sent to Netanyahu in May. And he said, Charlie Kirk sent me a letter and I invited him to Israel.
Right.
And he said this to prove that Charlie Kirk remained a supporter of Israel until his death.
Right.
Ever since.
And no, I don't think anybody was questioning whether he still supported Israel. He probably did. But that doesn't mean when you get bombarded by person after person after person saying, Charlie, you're a Christian. How can you be okay with Israel starving the Palestinian people? How can you be okay with doing that when Charlie is confronted with that every day, every time he go to a campus? Then he he has to start questioning his moral compass. You have to start questioning his moral compass. So this is what Charlie, apparently he was doing it on his show, and he said that. And Candace is saying, y'all talking about he had a full-throttled acceptance of Israel, and he's questioned it on his show. You know, I don't know. I didn't watch Charlie, so I don't know what he questioned on his show. So maybe he did.
Since Charlie Kirk died, people online, people like Tucker Carlson, Max Blumenthal, Candace Owens in particular, have insinuated that they are aware of some private epiphany that although Charlie Kirk...
Those people are starving, Osmos. Those people are starving. Don't you start that. Don't you start that. Those people are starving.
Supported Israel his entire life, his entire professional career, publicly until his death. They claim that privately, Charlie Kirk was evolving on the issue.
And this is very important what Nick just said here, because
he was evolving on the issue. Of course he was evolving on the issue. You cannot be faced by the barrage of people and the pictures and things that were coming out of Palestine and not know what was going on. If any, y'all just Google the pictures of Palestine. Just Google the pictures of Palestine. That's all you got to do. Nobody got to tell you, all those people, you could tell that they're starving. Just Google the pictures of Palestine. That's all you got to do.
Because it is true. You can even find it online. Like Charlie Kirk was very pro-Israel. Like I think he even kissed a wall, but correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but he went twice to Israel. Right. And it's not like, it is a fact that he was very pro-Israel, but the moment, and this is very important, the moment he was like changing his mind, was having like a different opinion about the whole Israel-Gaza conflict, exactly at this moment, like when he was like changing his vision about like, should I still be like so pro-Israel? And exactly when he was changing his mind, look what happened to him. That's kind of weird, right? And like I'm not saying,
I'm just dropping a link for anybody who wants to come up and say something, or who has more information about Candace, more information about Nick, more information about Palestine, more information about Israel. For anybody who wants to come up, don't come up here calling me no name now. We gonna fight if you come up here and call me a name. I ain't gonna do that with you.
saying like who is responsible for this, but it's weird that the moment Charlie Kirk was like changing his mind about the whole conflict between Israel and Gaza,
Right.
and he is a powerful man, and like he had a lot of like followers, so he is kind of powerful. And the moment when he is changing his mind, when he changed his mind,
Right.
he became less pro-Israel. Long story short,
this
happened to him. That's kind of a weird, right? Kind of suspicious, if you ask me.
They claim that Charlie's Jewish pro-Israel donors were furious with him. There was tension, maybe outright hostility. They believed that he was anti-Semitic. They believed that he wasn't doing enough to support Israel. Charlie Kirk was clearly frustrated by those accusations. He maintained that he is pro-Israel, but that because he was insufficiently pro-Israel, in other words, he wasn't pro-Israel enough,
right,
that they were very aggressive
right
towards him, which he did not like, and he felt that they were ungrateful for his prior support. So this is the narrative, of course, that's been going around.
Right.
And for that reason, people are implicating Israel in his assassination. The narrative goes something like this. They say that Charlie Kirk was becoming one of the most powerful conservatives in America.
Right.
And he was empowered in that way by pro-Israel Jewish donors.
Right.
They lavished his organization, Turning Point, with millions of dollars.
Right.
And they frequently collaborated on birthright trips, sponsored trips to Israel, and Turning Point USA, as well as Charlie Kirk, were extremely publicly pro-Israel and vocally pro-Israel in conservative politics. The argument goes that in the aftermath of Israel's war in Gaza, their push for America to enter the war in Iran, the disclosure on Jeffrey Epstein and his involvement with Israeli intelligence,
right,
that Charlie Kirk was beginning to change his mind. And the argument goes that Israel was so threatened by the prospect that such a powerful person, formerly a client of theirs, would turn against them, that they had to eliminate him. He would pose too great of a threat.
I want to know in the chat, I want to know, is that too far out? That thought process, is that too far out? That would never happen, where that a foreign government would take somebody out, that he had been so powerful. Y'all say he was such a powerful person. Do y'all think it's possible that could happen? What do you think, Triple?
Oh, okay. First of all, what's going on with your old fine ass?
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, baby? Hey, well, my thoughts on it is this. Well, I won't get specific and say what somebody did to him, but I'll say this though. It's certainly possible for another country to take out somebody and or collab to take out somebody. Like, look what happened to Che Guevara. You know, when he got caught up in Bolivia, who was responsible for that? The USA had been tracking Che Guevara since the Cuban Revolution. And when he left Cuba and he went to go start a revolution in other parts of South America, and he went down to Bolivia.
Right.
Yeah, they had already been tracking him. So they collaborated over there in Argentina, and they did what they did, and they was able to capture and neutralize him.
Right.
Yeah, but with the help of Che Guevara, they was able to turn back America from Cuba.
So you think it's possible this could, wait a minute, do you think it's possible this could have happened to Charlie?
It's not, I'm not saying it is, but I say this, it's not out of the realm of being possible.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Because anybody can say what they want about him being racist. They don't like him or whatever.
Right.
The reality is he was one of the most influential conservatives on the planet. You can't deny that. You can't deny that. You could call him a lot of things. He might not have been a great basketball player or a lot of things, but for where he was at before he died, he's one of the most influential conservatives and and probably political people, period, on the planet. Yeah, so he had a lot of influence. That his organization had a large hand in Trump getting elected. Like if they would have came out a year ago or a year and a half ago and say, hey, we ain't backing Trump, we ain't supporting Trump, don't vote for Trump, Trump likely wouldn't have gotten it. I'll say that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So
when Candace is saying that he felt threatened because he went on the show, according to Osmos. Osmos said he went on his show and expressed his doubts about a
we'll just say a foreign country. We'll say that.
He expressed his doubts about whether they were actually the victim as opposed to the aggressor, right?
Right.
What the hell happened? I mean, you think Candace does Candace have a
yeah, Candace was his girl. I'm gonna say this, first of all, Candace likely may have had some influence. I'm sure they talked a lot behind the pole, behind closed doors. Plus, we have to remember too, when Turning Point started out, those were donors, and not all of that money in the early parts, at least, was money from that foreign country. You know what I'm saying? Right. So he had a lot of American big white dollar behind him too to get him to that point. Right. So of course, as he started gaining ground, that's when the other foreign country came in, et cetera, et cetera. So it's interesting. He hadn't completely jumped out the window on them yet, though. Right. You see what I'm saying? But maybe they knew something we don't know, that the guillotine was about to drop on them, and because they really went for the jugular with this. If they had something to do with it, I don't know. So
and I'm thinking this. I just thought about what she was saying. Then I thought about the letters that he left before he did the shooting.
Yeah.
Letters to me just didn't seem like it was like the person detailed every little thing, and that just didn't. It's HQ. And it's like make sure that this person is caught. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you are the person that did this, right?
Yeah, I think this is a real rabbit hole,
right?
And like all of this, and this is very nuanced and deep. It's early in it because it just happened, but this is already starting to approach the JFK assassination, the level of conspiracy.
I know
it's on its way. I can't say it's at that point yet. And that'll never be solved because we just didn't have the technology and people didn't have enough knowledge of it. And they covered up a lot. But it's eventually, it's gonna happen.
Dude jump his ass. Why did Netanyahu jump his ass on TV the day after Charlie died?
HQ, you know why? It's called running interference. Because he knew y'all was gonna come at his neck. He knew y'all was coming. He had to come out and say, wait, we ain't got nothing to do with this. What is y'all talking about?
Right.
Hey, I got a question for Jay. You said Nick. Oh, what's up, Jay? Salute.
What up, Lex? AHQ.
You said Nick Fuentes. This is funny because I was reading in the chat. You said Nick Fuentes is for sure racist.
Oh, he's self-admitted.
Right. How can you I know you said Kirk, you wasn't sure. How can you prove that he's racist though?
Because he said he was.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, man.
I don't know one way or the other.
Nick Fuentes legitimately said he was
being a race loyalist
on panel.
Hey, Renee.
I heard what he said. He said something along the lines of being a race loyalist and having bias. He did say that.
That's the definition of racism. What he said he was on panel.
Go ahead.
I think he was with Pearly and Myron, and it was a whole bunch of stuff. Even Pearlio like self slid up out the camera when he was talking.
when he said it. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
No, he's self-admittedly a racist. Now, do we all have racial biases?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they leak out. And they absolutely, I mean, we human. They all gonna leak out. Black people do it, white people do it, everybody does it, right?
Yeah.
So hold on, everybody, the link is in the chat. If you want to come on the panel, be respectful, please. Come on the panel. Thank you very much.
When you tell me you racist, I'm gonna believe you racist.
Right.
Because we all see racist stuff or racial stuff. But when somebody tell me they racist, I ain't got no choice but to believe it. So
right.
Hey,
and I want to say something to the guy. My bad, Lex. I want to say something real quick to the guys. Ty Pro is going. The guys in the chat that's saying all this stuff. There's something that Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club always says, and I can't help but hear it over and over when I'm in these discussions. No one is gonna believe the truth when the lie is more entertaining.
Right.
It's a lot of truth to that. Now I say this, and I'm gonna drop it. I would never argue another brother to the point that Nick Fuentes isn't racist. But I'll say this. If I dig hard enough and really put together a compilation, I can show you enough Kirk stuff where it will rival what Nick has said. You know, because Kirk got a lot of video out there, man. And the thing is like the big stuff that Nick has said, most people have seen, but Kirk got a lot of video out there, but I'll let it go. I won't argue it. I'll give you that one.
But and this the thing. I know my brother Ty Pro get on me when I say context, because I've actually listened to like the full context of things. And when somebody's asked a question, if they ask it in from their perspective, regardless if it's racial or not, or it feels what's the word I'm looking for? It makes us feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I have to break it down as to what they're saying, regardless of their complexion and skin tone. Do I believe he's racist? No. Do I believe he definitely has racial views? Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No question about that.
Because if the same thing I say for DEI, I could say for nepotism. That pilot thing that everybody talks about. Oh, if I see a black pilot, yada yada yada. Well, what about if you know that that pilot is a white male, but you know his dad is in charge of has a a big part of the hiring, or gives to the airport or airline or something like that. I'm gonna say the same thing for that dude. So I look at it from that. It's not that I'm giving Charlie a way out because of the stuff he says. It's because I look at things from that perspective.
Yeah, nothing is an absolute. No,
because if I see a black pilot, I'm gonna say that's what's up.
Yeah. I'll say this though, and this is to add a little bit of nuance to what we discussed the last time we was up here. Then I'll let Osmos jump in. The add on to what I was saying before when we was talking about that, because I listened to that replay when we were talking about the family and being stuck in the loop and the post-slavery thing. To add nuance to what I was trying to go with that is simply this. When I say people who are born into a situation where they're able to benefit from being raised in a good family versus kids that are not raised in that good family, look at it this way, Jay. When I got my engineering degree, as I've gotten older, I've met a lot of guys over time, and they said they started out in it and they got so far, but when they got up to calculus or the physics, they got turned back and they couldn't get over the hump. You see what I'm saying?
Turn back how? Turn back how?
Hold on. When the standards are that high, you know, it's everybody won't be able to get it over the hump. But when the level of information is raised from the beginning, where enough people have gotten it, more people are able to get over that hump. Everybody just won't be able to get over that hump without having that initial upbringing and start, is where I was trying to go with it. But I don't want to get.
So you're saying the initial footing is different.
I'm gonna let Osmos have a comment. I'm gonna let Osmos speak what he want to speak, and then we get back to the video.
Okay, yes.
I wasn't speaking anything necessarily. You asked for somebody to come up in response to something, so it was like 4 different things you said. So it depends on what you asked me.
Oh, okay. Well, we can get back to the video. You want to wait?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Youth organization for the right wing, being a potential presidential candidate, having the ear of Trump.
Yeah.
And of course, seeing it as a great betrayal of his former patrons, they said it was unacceptable to let him continue living. So they publicly executed him, not only to silence him, but also to send a message to everybody else and chill any Israel critical speech on the right wing. That's the argument.
And my thing is this. Is that argument so far-fetched? Is that argument far-fetched?
It's not, HQ. It's not far-fetched if you want to look at it that way. But I'm going to say one thing. Why do you pick Nick Fuentes to have a source from?
Yeah, because he's very blunt, and most people be dancing around the subject.
Go ahead, Osmos, go ahead.
No, if she says so, but I'm just saying he just more he
gets right to it.
What's the equal to him? I don't, but the equal to Nick Fuentes is Hassan Piker. So Hassan is on the left, he a Democrat, and then Nick Fuentes, they're about even. But when it comes to this assassination thing, I want to say because it's Netanyahu, he wanted to get ahead on like immortalizing Charlie in the light of being pro-Israel, so he could keep the Christian base that Charlie Kirk had to have some allegiance in the name of, like, you know, Charlie. That's what I see him trying to do. Damage control, because he was pivoting like he did on his podcast. He was saying certain things. The reason why Candace Owens got off the Daily Wire is because she got into a Ben Shapiro, because Ben Shapiro is Jewish. So they fell out over that. So now Charlie started to have the same kind of like dynamic in view the more it went. So before it got to that point when he died, Netanyahu wanted to take the position of, we were really good and he was pro-Israel, so we want to remember him as someone who loved and respected Israel. So you guys should, keep that same energy. So that's how I look at it. And she's not having it. Candace ain't playing. She like, nah.
You believe it went down that way? You believe that he really did have those doubts about Israel and it had the doubts about Israel?
Yeah, because Charlie was open to learning anything. If he could be corrected, if he was wrong about something, like he said, he's an autodidact. He learns and he studies, he reads 120 books a year. He really into learning. If he's wrong with something, he'll go back and change his view. And he started to do that with the amount of information and stuff people were showing him. He was like, you know what? I think I'm really wrong on this Israel thing. And they really pressuring me behind the scenes, even during the Biden era. He said that they tried to limit him and threaten him with jail. The feds was coming after him. He said he was afraid to talk about that stuff.
What, Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie talked about that.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, well, because I mean, you just can't come out guns blazing. I mean, as far as words, not literally, against that group.
So why do you think he started to have his vision? Why do you think his views started to evolve?
Because he was open to learn. I do think he had the capacity to learn and possibly be proven wrong. But for where he left off, it looks bad on a lot of fronts. I'll say that. Nothing is an absolute, but it looks bad. And I understand why people have gone the way at him they've gone. I see where they're coming from. Yeah.
So that's the theory Nick just presented. That he was having doubts about it, and he think somebody came over here and gave him the murk. Okay.
Now,
Netanyahu. Hey, you know what? Hey, HQ, I'm gonna say this.
What?
Nick, and I hate to say it because I got my contentions with Nick too. Nick is smarter than people think.
Yeah.
He is. He's a smart guy. I hate to own that, But
he can
he's damn
contextualize a lot
crafty.
of stuff. Yes, he can.
He's damn crafty. He's honestly, he's smarter than Charlie. He's
So-
smarter than Charlie. He didn't have the background or that type of support, and he's more hardcore. Is what he is, but
He
he's
is not smarter than Charlie. He's more divisive than Charlie.
Yeah. I think he's smarter than Charlie. And I think if they would have had a conversation, you would have saw it. Yeah. Yep. But unfortunately, it never happened.
Charlie got him beat 8 ways to Sunday.
I don't know that. I've never seen them on camera together, so I don't know.
We don't know that. You don't know that for sure.
He might have been. He seems to be able to contextualize a lot of things quickly compared to other people that are.
Charlie got roughed up in a lot of debates, man.
Charlie had bad talking points. He had disingenuous talking points, and he had incorrect talking points. His whole point was to prove him wrong. If he had the right person on the other side of him, like a good educated, strong voice, like a media man or something like that.
Like a Parker goes to work. Parker.
Now I would like to see.
I'm not
Parker
talking about a left wing person.
Fuentes.
I'm talking about just someone who's speaking facts to him.
Oh yeah,
saying prove me wrong. They would prove him wrong.
You guys, I know you guys didn't watch him. Like I said, I watched him on and off the past 2 years. His scope was his range was ridiculous. So he debated people in the UK, Oxford universities. We talking about the top scholars. If y'all even sat down and watched those hour-long interviews, no paper, no anything, just straight up talking. Like the debates, the discussion is crazy. I watched Jordan Peterson do it too. So if y'all talking about people, I mean, he has debated and had conversations with all ages, from 20s to 50. So it's a lot of people you could look up and see he'll have debates with.
Yeah, he's open.
I've never seen it. Well, I haven't seen any debates. I've only seen one debate where he went back and forth with this young dude named Parker goes to go get a job. Parker get a job. His name is Parker Get a Job, and he got those talking points. He got facts down.
He got roughed up. I seen that.
Facts down cold, and Charlie couldn't keep up with him. He got roughed up. That's the only one I've seen.
Yeah, but
I would say he's lost some. I would never not say he hasn't lost anything. There's been some, he's taken losses, and he was like, I'm wrong on that, and in his early days, when you see him when he was younger, he was just learning. He had to put in that work.
Hey, Renee. Charlie caught a few straight lefts to the solar plex and up top when he went to Cambridge. He wasn't ready for that.
No.
Yeah, but hey, you gotta know what you're doing when you step into that arena. Where you going?
There it is. You gotta have talking points cold.
And that's not true because I have this letter. The same day, Candace Owens, who is a proponent of that aforementioned theory, Candace Owens came out and said Netanyahu is misrepresenting the letter. He claims the letter indicates that Charlie Kirk was pro-Israel, that it was a friendly letter, that it expressed support, that the sentiment of the letter was pro-Israel. Candace implies that Netanyahu is misrepresenting the actual substance or tone of the letter and is completely distorting the sentiment or the meaning of it.
Right.
She seemed to imply that the letter was critical of Israel or anti-Israel, or maybe foreshadowing that Charlie Kirk would one day turn on Israel.
Right.
So after Netanyahu held up the letter, she said, if you keep saying that, I will reveal the letter.
Why is she not revealing the letter?
Because that's not.
It's easier for us. Is it so? And his mother, look what I'm crazy.
Told us anything.
Yeah, the guy was married and stuff. You gotta be careful about things like that.
Yeah.
Well, she never did. It's been 3 weeks. She has not shown us the letter. She has not told us anything in it. She has not told us the contents of the letter, the tone of the letter. She has not given us a copy of it. She has confirmed its existence. The existence of such a letter is not in dispute, but we have gotten nothing from her.
Right.
So that leads us to believe that either she was lying and does not actually have the letter, or she is withholding the letter for some reason. I can't imagine why.
Right.
If the letter contained evidence that Charlie Kirk was turning against Israel, then surely that would be relevant and of extreme public import.
That's a dangerous game that she's playing. It's a very dangerous game she's playing, because if they can take Charlie out, they can figure out a way to make your life uncomfortable too.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I hope this is. Oh, I'm sorry, HQ. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I didn't mean to talk over you. No, I was gonna say, I hope this is a lesson to everybody. Once you ascend to the point where you can influence politics and culture in a big way, you need to be very, very, very well insulated.
Right.
You know, otherwise your life is at big risk. It already is. But
ain't enough insulation in the world.
Go ahead.
Ain't enough insulation in the world, Lex.
No, I know. But it needs to be as insulated as possible. Like, look at Minister Farrakhan. You know, he as a national isn't. He's pretty insulated, man. Right. Yeah. But Jay, I hear you though.
Yeah, I think what happened with Candace, and this is just my personal opinion. Y'all know how y'all get some information and it leads you down the path that you was already going, and then you step out ahead of the actual facts of something, and you go and make a YouTube rant about it, and you start talking about it, and now she too deep into it and she can't retract what she's been saying. Either that or something has happened to where somebody said you need to pull back a little bit.
You should have seen her doing that with that transformer. I keep saying transformer. Y'all know
transformer.
You know what I'm talking about, the transgender person. I'm sorry. She keeps saying that
Michelle Obama.
No. Michelle Obama. Why Michelle Obama?
You said Michelle.
I'm talking about.
You're a fool, Jay.
What the hell is it called? The Macron's wife in France.
Oh, Brigitte.
Yeah, she keeps saying that that's a man, and so
was it not, or was it?
Yeah, we ain't figured it out. Ain't a disclosure yet, so they wait.
It is a man. That's the reason why they're trying to get a gag order on her.
Yeah, they waiting on to get. They're waiting for the discovery. She said, "I'm waiting on the discovery. I'm waiting to see. Y'all got to show me all the pictures, and you got to show me all the evidence."
Yeah, but I would say for now, especially with what she's been on to with Kirk, her life is in very much danger. I'm sure she's really well insulated, but if she ever goes to Europe, she's definitely in danger. Yeah. Like anywhere, because
don't forget, y'all watch her. She does have 2 kids. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah,
she got like 4 kids. She got 4 kids.
Yeah.
She got
quite a few kids. I don't know how many.
She got 3 or 4 kids. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah, I like me some Candace.
Yeah, her guys like.
I don't agree with her on the stuff, but I like
rich. Candace. He's from money.
Yeah, you can afford.
Her husband is. Yeah, her husband really rich.
Yeah,
wow. That's crazy.
Because that would be written hard evidence that Charlie Kirk was against Israel. And that would give us some evidence as to a motive of why the Israeli government might want to take him out. So either she never had it and she lied, and all she knew about the letter was hearsay, and she exaggerated what she knew about it, but either didn't have it or maybe didn't exactly know what was in it. And that's why she falsely called Netanyahu a liar, or she's withholding it for some reason, in which case I would say, and I reiterate, I don't know why people are telling me I'm covering things up. I'm doing the opposite. I want to put the pressure on Candace Owens. Give us all of the evidence that you have.
Exactly. Like, why is it so hard to show us this letter?
Right. The whole point.
Here's the thing.
Keep going.
This is an honest question.
Go ahead.
How do you know she's been told maybe, okay, let's say this. If you had the letter and the wife said don't show the letter, would you show the letter?
No, I wouldn't show the letter.
Right. Exactly. We don't know. Maybe his family has said don't show the letter. We don't know.
Right.
Well, it's like it's lines to cross. So for example, Trump has ties with Israel because Candace does not approve of Trump right now because he sold out to Israel. So as you saw I don't know if y'all watched it, but at the memorial service, his wife was hugging with Trump and had a talk. So it's sort of like, I guess, the timing. So Candace wouldn't get permission from Erica because of that whole situation recently. But maybe in like a month or 2 months, You know, when they get hot enough, she might release it.
That ain't that ain't the meaning it won't come out though. Yeah. That's gonna be crazy if
Israel killed Charlie Kirk, then like we need to go to war with Israel.
Yeah.
Whoa.
If a foreign government assassinated,
what he say? We need to do what?
Yeah, we need to go to war. I'm with him.
What?
Yeah, I'm with him.
Go to war with Israel if they did it.
Yeah, that's basically it.
This is wild. I get it. But do you think? Wait a minute. I don't think. Wait a minute. No, we don't go to war because one person got murked. You don't do that. Unless it's like the president or something.
Nick jumping out the window. These are dangerous statements he's making.
No, see,
these
yeah,
are controversial.
Right?
No, you guys only see this in this context, but there's more stuff prior to this that y'all don't know. What? There was an interview with Candace Owens had a sit down with someone from the former CIA. There was a guy from the Navy, Israel. I think it was Israel that attacked some Navy ships.
Right.
And the U.S. didn't help, and they knew that they were getting bombed. It's a long 2-hour thing that they explained where Israel did the attack on the U.S. Navy fleet, and America didn't do anything about it. And a lot of his comrades had died, and he was talking about that stuff. So we didn't go to war because we let that, like they let that slide. It was under wraps, but they know that Israel did it. Right now, in this situation, present day, if we find out they did it this time, we should go to war about it.
That would be that's a wild statement. I swear. Y'all hit the like button coming in and out, please, and thank you very much. Antonio, Guillotine, Queen not a fool. Oh, that's a weird name. But y'all hit the like button coming in and out. Thank you. I appreciate it.
A powerful American on U.S. soil because he opposed America's entry into their war. Everyone needs to know that. The public needs to know that. The government needs to know that. And if the government is engaged in a cover-up, then the public needs to know to expose the cover-up. So I am once again reiterating, I implore Candace Owens, if you have a copy of the letter, a different version of the letter, or maybe it's this letter, you have to release it immediately because the public will move on from this.
Yes.
The further we get from the assassination, the less public interest, the less public pressure. And if there is some cover-up, the more they will be able to cover up their tracks or produce misinformation or disinformation.
Right.
So if you have a copy of the letter, which is not this letter, then you have to release it. We need to see it. I need to see it. The public needs to see it. The world needs to see it. Now, with that being said, today, the New York Post released what they are claiming is the letter. We have no reason to believe that this is some fabrication.
Right.
From reading it, it sounds like Charlie Kirk. It sounds like it would be hard.
I mean, I listened to the letter. The letter was a ass-kissing letter for real. Like somebody trying to convince a person that they're loyal. You know what I'm saying? I implore you to do X, Y, and Z. The message about Israel is starting to fade. You need someone to be your biggest messenger. Come send me some more money. It sounded like that to me. Okay. And it could have been Charlie. I don't know. But that's what the letter sounded like to me.
To forge this, there are certain details in the letter, the tone of the letter. It's sort of a strange tone if it was a fabrication. What's more, the New York Post is a pro-Israel publication. If Netanyahu has a copy of the letter, then surely, and if it exonerates him, it would find its way in the front page of the New York Post.
Right.
If there's a different version of it, then Candace can really blow the lid on the whole thing. If they are putting out a false version of the letter and they know that other people have it, someone like Candace Owens, then this would be really shooting themselves in the foot. Because if an alternative version of the letter were produced, and it made them out to be liars, then it would not only prove that they had a motive to kill Charlie Kirk, it would actually prove that they're fabricating evidence for their cover-up.
See,
so
what
they produced a fabricated
Nick is
letter,
explaining what they call a Mexican standoff.
Right.
That's the situation right now. He explaining basically the trio on who got what guns, and then they just start trying to figure out who's gonna go first.
Okay. This is a scary possibility. This is a scary thing.
A real one.
Because they have this is he didn't. Let me just keep.
I think that would backfire. That would be shooting themselves in the foot tremendously.
Right.
It would be easily disprovable and catastrophically such. Not only would it destroy their credibility, but it would actually prove they're covering it up. So anyway, those are my qualifications for what we're about to talk about, because it is important when we talk about the evidence. We have to talk about how we acquired the evidence and where it comes from and the logic behind it.
Right.
Like I said, the New York Post published the letter in full. It is 7 pages. It is dated from early May 2025. It is a letter from Charlie Kirk to Bibi Netanyahu.
All right, sorry. He's going to read a part of the letter. So,
yeah, he's going to read a part of the letter, but we're not going to go into the letter because the letter is just, it's too long
to cover this up. Because, seriously, let's continue.
This is what the New York Post says about the letter. It says, quote, Charlie Kirk wrote to Netanyahu in this May 2nd missive that he was alarmed by anti-Israel and anti-Semitic trends hitting record levels on social media, because one of his greatest joys as a Christian is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews in the fight to protect Judeo-Christian civilization.
So Charlie wrote to Netanyahu and said, the people are waking up with the rhetoric that you're talking about. Israel is the victim instead of being the aggressor. American people are waking up to that lie, according to Charlie. So he's trying to tell him that. But I thought, and I only took this, and I could be so craven, I could be so freaking wrong, but it seems to me as though this is a fundraising letter. A letter, not a fundraising, but a letter in which Charlie spells out what the issue is. Then he says, the sentiment against you is turning for the worse. I have been doing X, Y, and Z. You need to change the narrative. You need to have operators out there working to change the narrative. Turning Point is more than happy to help you turn the narrative. And then I think that's where he hit him up for money, or he was going to hit him up for more money. This is where I thought. It sounded like that to me. Have you all heard the letter, or you haven't heard the letter? Okay. Hello? Anybody, either one of you three, have any one of y'all heard the letter?
I've not heard the letter. No. I've heard about the letter.
Right. And Nick only summarizes some of it, but it's enough. But I knew nothing about the letter. Wait a minute.
I don't know about the letter, HQ. I don't care about the letter.
Right. Yeah, but I summarized it. I just summarized it. That's exactly what was in the letter, right?
I know, but this letter don't mean nothing to nobody. Say the letter was 100% factual.
Right.
It don't mean nothing. It say it's a lie. It don't mean nothing. It means nothing. It changes nothing for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's a irrelevant talking point that they just caping on. Candace is getting a ton of views from it, and all of the people reacting to her is getting a ton of views for it, and then it'll be gone in a week or so.
Yeah, so you don't believe
where them Epstein files at?
Well, Jay, hold on a second there. You jumping the gun.
Oh shit.
No, I'm just saying
I'm not talking to you.
When they try to push the Epstein thing, it's like the letter represents the will of the said person that has passed. Do you understand? So whoever tries to dictate the will of the person with this letter, they'll know which way to go. You know, when someone dies, they leave a will and saying, "I want this and this to go to that person." That's basically what they're trying to like say.
Legally, this has no bearing on anything.
No, the people, the followers of Charlie, the people across. Okay, you saw all across the world, South Korea, Australia, the influence nationwide is what I'm saying. So if they find that out, even when it comes to all across America, the people who support them.
Yeah,
once you actually know,
the people that's going to believe it, regardless of what happens, they're going to believe it. And the people who are going to think it's a lie, they're not going to care because they're going to think it's a lie.
A lie that what? That he's with Netanyahu or he's against Netanyahu?
Either way, because we don't have, that's why like communication and facts are the most important thing. When we don't
one of them has it. That's the thing. One person has
it anymore to know if it was actually a letter from Charlie, if it was manipulated. It's so many things that got to happen between if he wrote that or not and his passing that we'll never know the truth.
No, there's actually two people who most likely have it. That's going to either be Candace or his wife. So that's the thing, is that they discretion to decide whether or not in the context they're going to release it. That's why it's such a big emphasis on it. And Nick is trying to stir up whatever he's stirring up.
But okay, so what bearing does this have on anything other than the people who followed Charlie?
Okay, now we can tie this in relationship to the Epstein thing. The same way people want to release these files, the same way they're going to be incited to want to know what's in the letter to know who to be against or with. That's the whole purpose of it. That's the bearing it has.
I can see what you're saying, but it's a lot different from if those files were released when they should have been released.
Yeah, but they blocked after this. After he got assassinated, they blocked to release it. I think it was I don't want to HQ will get mad, but certain judges blocked it, and it was the Democratic judges that blocked for its release.
Bro, I don't all that Democrat Republican stuff.
No, I'm saying who denied it.
I hear what you're saying, but they are the same people, man.
They are the same. Both sides don't want to release it. I know that for a fact. So regardless, what you're saying, release it. They had 4 years during the whole 2024.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all talking about the doggone that's for another day. Don't do that. We got that's a rabbit hole.
What I'm saying is when they don't, what I'm saying with anything, HQ, you notice how when there's a shooting or something, and they find that, oh, he wrote stuff on this, or he got his what's it called when they leave a writing? It's called
manifesto.
A manifesto. Oh, we got the manifesto. This is what the manifesto comes out right away. Oh, how come the manifesto comes out right away, but how come the other stuff don't come out right away?
That's true. I'm suspicious of that.
You got this you got everybody write a manifesto?
Right.
Everybody does, huh? Okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Don't nobody just want to do something just to do it.
See, it's a whole, that's a whole rabbit hole right there. I can't with those people because I can't with those people. That's a whole nother, y'all get me talking about something that we ain't even got to be talking about that. Leave it alone, leave it alone, leave it alone.
But yeah, but just my basic point is just to say that we will never know the truth at this point now, and any information that comes out is only information that they want us to know. Yeah. It might have some points of truth in it, and it might not, but it's not going to be the whole truth.
I don't know. On one way, I want to kind of feel like that, Jay. On the other end, there's a lot of stuff out there that probably has not been gathered yet. And the question is, whoever gathers it, will they put it out or get with somebody that's bold enough to put it out is the question.
My thing is they have it. They have a resolution in order for it, a resolution that people are signing on in order to see it. They need one more signature, according to them. They need one more signature.
Okay.
And the new person that just won the election, a new Democrat that just won the election, can't be sworn in. Once she's sworn in, she'll be able to sign it, and they'll be able to release whatever they need to release. But they're not allowing her to release it. I mean, they're not allowing her to take her seat in Congress. So we don't know when we'll ever see what's happening. We do know one thing. that person was in those files. We don't know to what capacity, but Trump was in those files.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
And I'll say another thing about manifestos. It's 2025. You can record yourself on dang on near any device, mobile device around. And if somebody wants to get what they want to tell the people out, how come everybody writes it on a piece of paper or on a Word document? How come nobody records their visual manifesto?
Jay, I actually came up to speak on that, Jay. Salute to the panel, Triple, HQ.
What's going on, Blair?
So you guys are speaking about manifestos, and that's something that I've been watching a lot of YouTube docs and learning this crazy violent culture, these mass shootings. The manifesto goes along with the culture. It's a cultural thing. The whole psychology behind committing these egregious crimes is a thing that they don't talk about because they don't want to link it to anything. They always want to make it's a lone wolf, mental health. But it is a cultural thing that these kids are growing up, kids, people that's of age, they all have a interest in past mass deleters, right? Any of these guys that committed these crimes, they all look to the other people that committed those crimes as influence and heroes. They're heroes to them. So it's kind of like the narrative they used to try to spin about Muslim terrorists back in the early 2000s. Like it's the exact same thing. Like they look at these people as heroes and doing God's work in a way, right? So, for example, it was a guy who went to Mexico, New Mexico, to kill a bunch of people at Walmart. He left a manifesto. He was sharing his manifesto, and he actually had the date that he was going to do it, but he chickened out and then he did it on another date. But he had his manifesto, and there's a website that got shut down. It was a Russian website. It got shut down, and they brought it back. I forget the name right now, but I got it in my notes. So there's a website that these guys actually share manifestos with each other on, and they give critiques on each other manifestos. They kind of encourage each other, like, hey, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it. And that guy that shot that Walmart up said he was doing it for Trump because he felt like it needed to be done. And
It's like an Indeed for mass shooters.
It's no like a
Jay,
Discord.
you wow.
It's a Discord. It's a
Jay
Discord for
Tillman for
mass
president
shooters.
for
a
sure.
Discord,
It's literally a Discord for mass shooters, bro. And this is a real thing. I've watched probably docs on 20 different cases that happened all within the last 10 years. They all create manifestos, but not all of them are like publicized. A lot of them are just still on a computer or whatever the case is going to be. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Like, I get it. It is weird, but they don't even talk about all of the manifestos because then they just start creating some type of pattern. But there is a cultural thing. That's why all these people look the same. It's not a left thing.
Oh,
It's
they
not a.
man. If
It's
you put them side by side, bro, and
bro.
the
I
pictures,
got I sent HQ some on Instagram. I got plenty pictures with at least 10, 15 mugshots, young, old. They fit a description, right?
a
So
tie.
hmm?
How you got hundreds of lone shooters?
It's right.
Alone, right?
A whole
Keyword
community of
on
lone
long.
shooters.
Hilarious,
Look,
Jay.
look. My daughter's school got shut down for threats of, a mass shooting the other day, and she was calling me, telling me what was going on. They had the police there. She was in the gym, and I gave her the description. I'm like, hey, you see a white guy in a trench coat with a long beard, or a crazy looking white kid, or
Disheveled
anything like
hair.
that, go the other way.
Yeah.
I gave her the
Dang,
description.
Never
I keep
don't
it.
go to the gym. He not gonna be fit. He
I
either gonna be
keep
fat or skinny.
or skinny. He gonna look
Jay.
like he gonna have a look of desperation, and she's in high school, so I keep it real
So
100
like Mr.
with
Leon.
it, but white, but white.
You
It's
said
not all white.
what?
Hold on,
This right here.
it
This
ain't all
right here.
it
Come
ain't
on, man.
all
Come
white
on, man.
men, but
That's
it's always a white man, and they love to compare mass shootings to gang violence, and I like to let people know that most gang violence is criminal on criminal. That's an internal conflict, and Mexicans have more gangs than black people. But gang violence is usually is criminal on criminal.
Yes,
Mass
criminal on
shootings are
criminal
all
with
casualties. Yes,
casualties.
I'm not gonna be ignorant and say that, but all mass shootings are all innocent victims every time. There is no level of poverty or criminality. There is nothing but an intent to hurt innocent people. So
And
that's
how
why
many
it
of
is
them
the
have you known that
difference.
their parents was law enforcement?
A lot of them.
A lot.
Even the Charlie Kirk assassinator. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was just something to think about. I just wanted to add that to the manifesto conversation. I don't really care about this type of white shit we talking about.
I'll just say this, like respectfully, you know, these are all people who have mental health issues in regards to if you contemplate even doing something like that or looking for a group for that, it's something going on with you. So I think what needs to be done, I was watching the retired FBI agent talk not too long ago on YouTube in an interview. He was saying a lot of these could be averted if people step up and let them know, like, something's going on with your nephew, something's going on with your cousin.
That's
like,
bullshit.
Those people, you want those people blackballed so they can't easily access and just walk in and buy no damn gun.
Bro, these parents know, bro. These parents know, man.
Yeah, let me
right, and they have to start coming out and making it known ahead of time. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give y'all a real life example. My old supervisor was a super right wing Trump MAGA guy, right? He was a cool dude though. Taught me a lot. But he was super Christian, super right wing. One day he gets a call. I was the manager, so he was my boss. I was the manager. He was letting me know, hey, I gotta leave. You gotta take over because my son just got in trouble for drawing a gun in class. He was like, I can't believe this shit. It was just a gun. He could draw guns. We go hunting. There's nothing wrong with that. These liberals are so sensitive. He was going off. He was so mad that the school was angry. And I'm like, well, bro, if he's drawing guns, if he was drawing penises touching each other, you would think he was gay or something. Pause. But look how easy if he drew anything else, he would have been like, okay, maybe I gotta talk to my son about this, right? Like if he seen that, I'm sure he would have had a conversation with his son, like, oh snap, son, what's going on with you? Why you not drawing boobs? But because it was a gun, he just, they're so sensitive about school shootings. And in Michigan, we actually had 3 high schools get shot up that year. This was like 2 years ago when this happened with my supervisor. And we had 3 shootings that year, and it wasn't even the summertime yet. So I was just like, go take care of your business. But I just want to give an example of they see it, but they think it's normal. I'm gonna always preach that it's culture, bro, because he was so upset that they even had something to say, but they're trying to save other kids' lives. Like, hey, look, your kid is showing them signs. He one of the ones. But
Yeah, I was, as you was talking, bro, I had opened up my phone, went to Facebook, and my homeboy from high school has this up on his page.
What is there? A whole manifesto? Oh shoot!
No, that's what we talking about.
Oh, you talking about a whole bunch of shooters.
That's a small sample size.
This is a very small sample. You can make a collage with these. You know how they make the pictures out of the pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that stuff. Wow. Oh, I see Erica's in the I see Erica fine asses in the chat. What's going on, baby girl?
All right, y'all hit the like button out there. Y'all hit the like button out there, please and thank you. Hit the like button, hit the hate button, whichever one you gonna do. But hit one.
I think with the Charlie thing, like it's a slippery slope. I want to know why those guys was jumping over the table like that. Did you see that video, HQ?
Of what? What jumping over?
When he got shot, like why everybody was like jumping over the table and everything like that. It was just weird. A lot of weird stuff.
Trying to get out of the way. They trying to get out of the way. They don't know when you don't know where the shot comes from, you don't know where to run. So you're just trying to move away from that spot.
Yeah, they was grabbing cameras. It was just a lot going on.
Right. So they didn't know where it was coming from. So that's what happened. Oh, I'm sorry, Jay. When I removed that, it came up. So here's Candace Owens after. This is Candace Owens after she's getting the backlash of her.
She about to go live right now in like 2 minutes.
No, I can't. You can't record nobody when they go live like that. You'll get struck. Channel.
And there will be no gayness in this investigation. And apparently there were some people who did not take me seriously or literally, because there are a lot of little lies being told, right? Charlie gets assassinated, and the very people who were threatening him reputationally and financially are now trying to memorialize him as having died as a friend of Israel. Okay, challenge accepted. All lies will be revealed, and we're going to help reveal those lies. Also, yesterday, we asked for the public's help in identifying 2 individuals who Phil Lyman's nephew described as his close friends, who decided to retrace the path of Charlie's killer. And what we have discovered thus far is absolutely stunning. This story couldn't get any crazier. By the way, I did speak to Phil Lyman, and I'll tell you what he told me and what he insisted that we clarify. Now, I would say that it's getting weird, but honestly, right from the jump, it's been weird. So welcome back to Candace.
Why she always be, what she be doing? What's going on with this woman? She pushing this narrative. She finna go live now on her channel. I don't even know her content. I don't know when she go live, when she don't go live.
Yeah, it's fine. It's like she don't do it often. She got like 2 a week she does, I believe.
Oh, okay. See, that's the thing. You can't film them as they're going live. You can't do that. It's a copyright thing. They will strike your channel.
A little over 2 weeks, but now Bibi Netanyahu, with maybe a little help from Turning Point USA, I'm thinking, is releasing the letter, the May love letter from Charlie Kirk to Israel, just out of nowhere. He was just overcome with love for Israel, and he decided to write this love letter to the prime minister about how they could fight harder, how they commit themselves further to the Israeli cause. We're going to get to that, and we're just going to slaughter that narrative that Charlie died pro-Israel. But first, I want to jump right back into what
she's speaking some stuff.
She like saying that there's rats in the kitchen and she got snakes in the camp, and she not playing, boy.
Damn, she's saying we finna slaughter that narrative. The shit that y'all saying about Charlie, it was pro-Israel, it's a lie. That's basically what she's saying. That was a lie. That it's a lie that he was pro-Israel.
Yeah, but it's people in Turning Point that she's saying that's helping co-opt that whole message. She know the people in Turning Point. She's trying to, spot them out, but she only one person.
Jeez.
What we uncovered yesterday to keep you guys focused.
It's a dangerous game.
I presented to you guys in short that the gubernatorial candidate, Phil Lyman, was a bit, in my opinion, too involved in the investigation of who assassinated Charlie Kirk. Just he was saying and doing a little too much, and his energy was weird, and the energy of Tiffany Barker was weird. And we were clear that's potentially just because, he's a politician or an aspiring politician. Maybe he wants to assert himself as a leader in Utah. This assassination has taken place. But I also felt like maybe he potentially knew a bit more than he was letting on. Now, the Lyman family in general was everywhere, all over this investigation. We introduced, and I said his name was Shane. I'd like to correct that record. His nephew, Shaner Broderick, who rather notoriously retraced the footpath of the killer with his 2 close friends. They were like, here it is. The Converse footprint is right here. They even created a map, okay? Shaner even created a map of where exactly the killer walked, and the media used his map. And of course, Phil Lyman's car was in the driveway just 20 minutes before Phil Lyman reiterated to Fox News. It was just 20 minutes before I pulled into the driveway at my aunt's house, and I parked my car. And then 20 minutes later, the killer was limping by. Now, I'll let you guys know that when our episode finished yesterday, I had a message or 2 from Phil Lyman, despite the fact that I had reached out to him hours before we began. our show. And he was understandably upset. He at first was sort of focusing his energy toward Nick, the person that I told you worked on his campaign and just wanted to help out in the investigation. Now, Phil would like me to clarify that Nick never worked on his campaign. And by the way, I looked back and that was actually my mistake, not Nick's. I thought that when Nick had first introduced Lyman to me over the phone, that he said, oh, like I am, I'm working on his campaign. And apparently that was not accurate. So I take full credit for that. That was completely, again, something that I came up with by accident. Now, the other things that he was interested in me clarifying were also not really substantive issues. And I want to say that Nick, having not worked on his campaign, actually makes it even more odd that he would stop by his house this past Saturday. Well, regarding why, by the way, he stopped by Nick's house at all on Saturday, he said that it was because he was helping Nick out early on in the investigation. Yes, that is true. I told you guys that. And Nick was particularly asking him to determine who owned a white vehicle that was parked in the neighborhood, which was nearby.
She knows she come up with some conspiracy shit. She got shit down rabbit holes. I wonder what the hell proof she got. But if the only thing she has is the man didn't contextualize the letter, the Bibi Netanyahu didn't contextualize the letter in public. If that's all she got, then she don't have jack shit. But it seems like she has more than just that.
Oh shit, HQ talking big shit today.
I don't know. I'm just following what the hell she's saying. I'm just following this woman because I've never really seen full stuff of her. I've only seen clips and whatnot. So I don't know what she, how she is, what she's talking. She could be a grifter for all I know. People call her a grifter, whatever they call her. She be talking very
we're all grifters, HQ.
Some more than others.
Right.
So she seemed to have receipts, or she seems to be pretending like she has receipts. How the hell you on the front of everybody's newspaper saying some wild shit and you don't never have no receipts? I don't understand how we letting her get away with this shit. Do people be letting her get away with this shit, just saying shit randomly like this? I don't know. I don't know about her.
Where the shooter had walked. Nick lives nearby. And everyone locally had looked at this vehicle and said that it was remarkably suspicious. And Phil had come back to him and said, I can help you just figure out more about this vehicle that was parked. Nick had nothing but a picture of that. But that was over 2 weeks ago. So I have no idea why that would have anything to do with why he was stopping by Nick's place. Obviously, that car is long gone. It's been gone. And the fact that it appeared and then disappeared is one of the reasons why Nick wanted somebody to look into it. So I'm not entirely clear why he needed to stop at Nick's house to speak to him and why that would be on his list of things to do. Now, I am told, according to a very strong source, that what Phil Lyman was doing in town on Saturday was he was meeting with Tim Ballard. That's totally random. Did not expect to hear that. Tim Ballard, if you are not familiar with him, is formerly of Operation Underground Railroad, which is a charity that is dedicated to helping to stop human sex trafficking. I even remember, by the way, when we were all speaking about that plane transponder that turned off, that the individuals that owned that plane were wearing an Operation Underground Railroad t-shirt. So I wasn't expecting that. I am going to reach out to Tim Ballard. I know him. I've actually interviewed him, and I used to donate to that charity because I was so moved by my interview with him when I was working for Prager University. But moving on from that, Phil also disputes something that was quite strange, that Shaner Broderick is his nephew. I said, okay, wait a minute. Actually, Shaner Broderick literally posted that on his Instagram. He said, my uncle Phil Lyman. But Phil seems like he's trying to distance himself for some reason from Shaner. He said, actually, maybe Shaner's confused. We're just cousins. We're just cousins. Okay, well, Shaner must have been very confused because it was also posted on his LinkedIn as a connection that Phil Lyman was his uncle. It's probably part of the reason, politically speaking, that
I don't think people are going to tell her the truth. I don't think people are gonna tell her the truth. That's what I don't think. I think people ain't gonna tell her the truth. I think they're gonna try to keep her out of the loop. Hold on. This is the next clip that I have of her. Next clip. Cause she's long-winded as hell. She talks a lot.
As most ladies do.
Nowhere. And for absolutely no apparent reason at all, the agents, like I think of them as like Mr. Smith in the Matrix, have around, I guess they're surrounding Megyn Kelly and demanding that she makes a statement against me and Tucker Carlson, of course, Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. It is so bonkers. I got to show you what they are saying to her.
You see them subscribers though, don't you, HQ?
We have now confirmed that there was indeed a woman who was with the shooter in the footage that was captured by the houses nearby the area. And for whatever reason, the FBI has not yet released or even acknowledged that that footage exists. This is absolutely huge, actually. I think this is the biggest thing that we have uncovered since the beginning of this investigation. So let's jump right back into this. Welcome back to Candace. By right at the top here, because sometimes we get a ton of emails about one subject that we've already researched. And I think there were 90,000 people that attended and then spilled over. 90, and many people online have speculated, accurately, by the way, so some credit to you guys, that in order to book a venue of that size, you would have had to done so in advance. Right? Venue contracts do not just materialize out of nowhere for a space that holds that many people plus spillover. Now, given my many sources at Turning Point USA, I was able to quickly get an answer on that one for the public. The venue was indeed secured in quick order, but that was because they had help from the White House, and Turning Point did not book that venue back in May, so we can formally debunk that. I was told that the White House stepped in and put in a personal phone call to the event coordinator.
So she said it was they thought it was a conspiracy because it was already done. It was already booked. There's nothing unusual about that. When the White House calls, you listen. It just is what it is. Y'all hit the like button, please, and thank you. Hit the like button. I need 10 more likes, 15 more likes. Amazing, please, and thank you. 10 more likes, please, and thank you. Somebody saying they covering up the murder.
Charlie Kirk's assassination, the people that held that space were willing to oblige it. So that tracks with me. That seems accurate. I just wanted to help you guys with that information.
Yeah.
They definitely covering up the murder. Now, the real question is, who's
you really
behind
think so? You really think so? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I can't say for sure who's behind it. I don't have enough information, and I'm not jumping out that window making that statement. But they for sure, if you're watching this thing from the beginning, they're for sure covering this thing up. And
you saying Manchurian Candidate, Lex?
JFK, RFK level of controversy.
This is because he's such a famous person. He's a famous person to a lot of people. He's a famous person. Because of that, because people loved him the way they did, they would never let it be known that Israel did anything. If that's the case, I'm not saying Israel did. I'm saying they would never let us know that is what happened. But why wouldn't they let us know that is what happened? Because we can't afford to go to war with no.
Hey, wait a minute, excuse. What are we saying here? Like,
I'm diving into the rabbit hole.
Right.
Shit.
Like, I'm gonna just to give an example, because we can't say for sure for this one.
Right.
But like, even like with the JFK assassination, if it was properly linked back to the FBI and CIA, the house would have been cleaned, and all them head guys would have been locked up. Yeah, it's a lot on the line as for them finding out who and what was behind this, because whoever is, or if it's out in the open and they can't get out of it, then like real big trouble collectively.
Bro, you think they could?
I don't even know if I want to say this. I don't know, Jay.
I'm just saying, on a certain day in September, 24 years ago, you think they can get away with that, and they're not going to be able to get away with this?
Right. No, I'm gonna say this.
The mafia took out JFK.
Well, yeah, I know that. I know that. Definitely. I agree with that. They had a hand in it for sure. My pick is Jack Valente in JFK case for
I'm
doing
saying if they could do that, they could look. This president. No, let me stop.
Did the mafia take out JFK, or was the mafia allowed to take out JFK?
It was loud.
They were in cahoots with government on some level, and government had knowledge of what was about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you know anything about Operation Northwoods, that was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. That was a false flagging operation that they were going to do to basically conquer Cuba, because they had lost in the Cuban Revolution. And then they lost in the Bay of Pigs takeover too, when they tried to send the secret troops over there to take over Cuba. That failed too. They were ready for that. So what they were going to do with Northwoods was Operation Northwoods was a false flagging operation. They were going to stage an attack in New York and say Cuba attacked America. Then they were going to go in and conquer Cuba, and they would have had the island then. But JFK basically stepped up. He was the president then and said no, because innocent people will likely be killed when we stage this attack, and I can't sign off about this because it's going to come out one day what was done. So he said no. And at that point, a lot of the CIA and FBI guys, the old timers that have been there a long time, were really upset with him because they had felt like they had got their ass kicked with this Cuba thing. And they really, really, really wanted to get Che Guevara and Castro. They really, really wanted to get these guys, and they couldn't get them. So that's when they just was like, hey, it's when it really went left.
Cleaner. I think they cleaner with the shit that they do now. I think they're a little bit cleaner. The technology has advanced so much that we just get somebody to do. Well,
they don't even need technology. HQ. They took a man out in front of us, gave us a story, and then moved on with it.
Oh, did
I'm not talking about Charlie. I'm talking about. They said we got this guy. All of a sudden, ain't no security around.
All the letters sound crazy.
Down.
The letters sound.
All of a sudden, this dude is dead, and he did it himself. Like, what y'all going? What we going to do about it?
It's a lot of crazy stuff that happens, man. I get the gist of why Jay feel that way, man. Definitely. Like, even like when Gary Webb got killed, it's just like, this is crazy. It's trying to say he committed suicide and stuff. It's just all type of falsified stuff that can happen, man.
Like, I can't remember the story. It was a dude that had multiple gunshots to himself, and they said he took himself out. Like he like he missed and did it again. Like, what?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, you're talking about the fellow that shot himself with a shotgun. And then after
that, it was something like that, man. I don't remember the whole story, but it was something to that fact that, like, it was multiple shots on himself. Like, man, what in the world?
He went missing. I think his name was Webb. It was something Webb, but I think he
Gary Webb.
Gary Webb, yeah.
Yeah.
He worked for the FBI, but he somehow shot himself in the mouth, and after that rearranged and shot himself again.
Yeah, exactly. Ridiculous.
Can I ask you guys something?
Yeah.
Who would have the most to gain from Charlie Kirk being murdered?
Oh, Ty Pro, bro, the list, man. It could be a ton of people.
But who has the most to gain? Like, who has the most to benefit from, like, actual being able to capitalize off of that?
Trump.
The Republicans.
It might not be one person. It might be mutual.
Yeah, it could be.
Triple X is real educated in the history of different type of assassinations and stuff. Just hearing them talk, and I usually find that most of the time when things happen, tragedies happen, people get deleted. It's the people who can actually capitalize off of that person becoming a figurehead that can be controlled, that are the culprits because my man's, they had the script for how to blame exactly who they wanted to blame soon as they caught him. They knew exactly the whole script from the text messages, the Discord, the roommate, and then they proceeded that whole week to blame the very people that it came out that allegedly he's a part of the community. And it's just that's what I'm focused more on. Like I don't think Israel sent no, paid for no hit. I don't think. I think what I, just if I could step out on pure conspiracy, I think that, I just say, I think that Erica knew what was going to happen before it happened. I think that there was a
Oh
shift.
shit.
I think that there was a shift of power, and I know that people are power hungry, and she may be power hungry, and I think that, hey, we're gonna make him be the greatest memory. We're gonna give him a coin. We're gonna give him a holiday. You're gonna be rich. You're gonna be taken care of, but you're gonna now be the face. And we just need this to push his message. His message will do more good deceased than here. And there's even people saying that he ain't even really been deleted. So I just think that it's I would guess an inside job. And America is notorious for inside jobs.
So we can't rule it out. Can't be ruled out. Okay.
We definitely can't, because look at COINTELPRO. Yeah, and then all of that came out. And what was that? COINTELPRO alone. All of those, every black activist was on that list. Huey knew all of the Panthers, Eldridge Cleaver, Malcolm X, Clarence 13X, everybody was on that list. Dr. King. And can we really trust them? I'm just saying honestly.
Of course not.
No.
That list is crazy.
The times we living in precarious times where anything is possible, and more than likely you could get a knife from a friend as opposed to a stranger. So I don't put it past nobody in this government or the Israeli or let me stop talking. I don't put it past nobody. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. No, I get it.
We don't put it past nobody.
Yeah, but to just look at this and say, case closed.
You say what?
I said just to look at this and say, they got him, case closed.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? What made me second guess it was when his messages to his friend came out. When the messages with the friend came out, I was looking at it like everybody else. Hey,
somebody just wrote that.
And I was like, ain't no way. He
rewrote that.
I mean, he just described everything right in a row. Everything that happened, how he was feeling, why he did it, all this goofy stuff. I was like, ain't no way.
Come on,
ain't no way.
Come on.
And it was somebody used ChatGPT that didn't even ever get used before, because usually ChatGPT starts to get a little swag about itself and how it's talking to you based on how you talk to it. Somebody booted up a brand new ChatGPT and just said, hey, make me a text thread with these conversation points in it. And it's weird that a kid that was raised Mormon, raised Republican in Utah, that's mostly white, that's Republican, would just be so drastic. Oh, he was radicalized. He got a trans girlfriend. But they use these talking points as though Republicans and right wing people don't involve themselves in gay and trans relationships. It's just criticized so much that they usually closet it. But we have so many statistics to show that it's not like if you're Republican, you just don't deal with gay, trans, you don't deal with anything, and that's only a liberal left thing, and that's just not true. So even if he did have a trans roommate that he was in love with or whatever, that don't make him any less MAGA, any less Republican. And these young and if you study a lot of the past shooters, they think that they have no fear of murdering and being murdered for what they believe in. So he could have been a very big supporter of Trump and Kirk. And if you come with him with that offer, like, hey, we can make you, you can come and do God's work. You know what I'm saying? He would accept that, because that's what a lot of these young kids in that community, in that culture that make manifestos do proudly. They're not going, they know they're not going to get any glory, and they still will go out, delete somebody and be deleted for the good of whatever they believe in.
That's a bit of a stretch.
Another
HQ, you pause, baby.
You muted.
thing that I came across, and this is regarding Phil Lyman's campaign website. You guys were asking me if we came across that. Yes, I did come across that. And I actually, in the short run, didn't think much of it, because I thought, okay, well, he was running a campaign and he has a website, and maybe people were writing in reviews and saying he was a great person. But yes, we were aware that George Zinn is one of just 20 people that is a featured endorsement. He endorses Phil Lyman's character. You can see that here. George Zinn writes, rare to find a more caring man with uncompromising goals to make Utah great for generations than Phil Lyman. Not a politician who can be pampered. Phil has a knowledge of urban and rural Utah from every corner and community. Utah is in desperate need of true leadership and representation, and Phil has the passion and the values to be a great governor. He needs our support. Now, not sure what to make of that. I did want to use Wayback Machine to see whether or not that was a new entry. Maybe somebody is trolling there. And no, they are not. That entry has been there at least since, and I'm going to show you this on Wayback, at least since June 6th, 2024. So I don't know what to make of that. Now, I will say other locals told us that George Zinn, for whatever reason, is very involved in Republican politics. Take from that what you will, meaning that he shows up to a lot of events. But
you know what this is? You know how this came about? If somebody took him out, they didn't expect the level of conspiracy that people will go to in order to solve stuff. Everything would have been just how it needed to be if the boy had not taken the gun apart, put it back together, taken it apart, blah, 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 or they wouldn't have came with them goofy ass messages. We would have accepted it. We would have thought about the gun, but we never would have put it together with something good. Now they got a whole bunch of people saying this is some goofy shit.
Yeah, it's tough now, HQ, because when that happened, you got thousands upon thousands of people working the case now.
Right. And you got amateur, you got amateur and professional after your ass.
Because you know what's funny, HQ? I was talking with my aunt about this. She in her 80s, right? Mm-hmm. And she was saying, we was looking at some old pictures of the Malcolm X assassination, and then like Black Panther pictures. Mm-hmm. It was brothers that was FBI informants. They was in both pictures. After the Malcolm X assassination, they used the same brothers to infiltrate the Panthers.
That's crazy.
Right. See, now those guys will get caught.
Right.
They'll be like, wait, that's the same brother. Right. So
hey, I guarantee they still won't get caught.
No. They get caught now. They get caught out.
Hey, Lex, you remember what riots was that? The BLM riots.
Yeah.
When they had the what do they call them? The guys in there, they saw the footwear they was wearing. It was like police issued boots.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
and all that stuff, and all their faces and hands, you couldn't see no skin.
Right.
Everybody else out there with like a do-rag on or something like that, covering their face or whatever for the smoke, but you can see skin. But these
BLM protests.
The protesters.
No skin, but you got pictures of their boots, and you can see that they like police issued boots on.
Yeah.
Like,
I get that. No, I get what you're saying on that front. Yeah, because
they got caught, but they not getting caught.
They stepped into the arena on purposely covered up. This brother just was kind of out in the open, and he had on shades. Clearly, you could see it's the same guy, though.
Yeah.
So I see the gist of what you're saying, though, too.
He had the same mutton chops.
Yeah, the same mustache. I'm like, this is the same man.
Triple.
He infiltrated 3 different black organizations. Go ahead.
Triple, you know, they didn't have the communication level we got today, though, to be able to warn other groups of this guy. You know what I'm saying? So it was easier. That's how they got down with the the Black Liberation Army, the Black Panthers, Malcolm X crew, because it was so easy because it was so many people and so many moving parts to these things. It wasn't enough. Like today time, you know.
Yeah, technology. I get it.
Speaking on what Jay said, bro, like I never bring it up, bro, because it's so hard to argue this point. But during them Black Lives Matter protests, people were taking videos of undercover cops and white dudes and hoodies and those new masks that we see now everywhere. We didn't see them back then like that, but they, you know, you put these masks on, you could really tell that, you know, you can't really tell if it's a mask, especially you got glasses and a hoodie on, bro.
Right.
You seen so many of them people burning stuff on fire and just causing chaos, and that's been a tactic with every protest, every rally, everything. The Million Man March, all of that stuff. They always have plants in the groups to
them latex masks, they're lifelike.
When we say that kind of stuff, we're victim minded or we're conspiracy theories, but it's been proven time and time again.
Right.
Yeah. Excellent point, man. Excellent point.
Gentlemen on the panel, give me your final thoughts. This is part 1.
Oh, I don't have any final thoughts. I'm watching Candace and the other thing. She got 133,000 people right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That Candace thing. Is she talking about this?
Talking about Cash Patel, who he put in on the case to investigate Charlie Kirk.
Cash Patel. All right. I'll be back at 10 o'clock. Give me your final thoughts, Ty Pro.
I'll be back at 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? FBA all day. Stop cooning.
Go live, Ty Pro.
Triple X.
Let me see that smile one more time, HQ.
Why?
That's all I got. You know, great panel. Take care. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, just in case you want to get rowdy, we don't get rowdy at 6 o'clock. We only get rowdy at 10 o'clock. J Pro.
Hey, Black America went ham the other day.
I know.
Yeah, Black all over the place.
Oh, like wow.
Black, I be with Black. It's like you walking with somebody.
No, wait a minute. Hold on.
You be like, wait,
what the hell was Black saying to me last night? What did he say that homeless need to be euthanized?
Yo, that's what?
What? Whoa. That's what he said last night on the 10 o'clock show. I was like, bro.
Oh my God.
Whoa. That got me.
That was like, what the hell? I was like, did you know? I said, do you know what you just said?
I know why he said it, though. I know why he said it.
Because you've been watching too many German documentaries. That's why.
No, because I know what he sees. I was out there when I was working confined space. I was out there. I saw it every day, and you kind of get desensitized too. And you looking at these people like, man, this needs to go. I know what he means, but you still like, yeah.
I was like, whoa, bro. I know you didn't say that. He just said it. He just said it boldly like that. I was like, hey, I can't save you. You once said it. You said it.
HQ, though, I do think that we should have some type of like Squid Game, Olympic style thing for people that want to sign up that are homeless.
Get your ass off the stage.
They gotta eat.
What you think we should put? What you think we should? How we gonna put it on TV? Get your ass on here. I'll see y'all at 10 o'clock. We'll see you at 10 o'clock.
Hey, everybody go subscribe to my channel at JTillman45. Go listen to my music after this, man, to calm your nerves.
I'm gonna check it out,
bro. Come on, put it in the chat.
What you mean you gonna check it out, Triple X? You should be subscribed, brother.
Yes. Put it in the chat, Jay. Put it in the chat. Come on.
Oh man, it's just
okay. Put it up there. Put it up there. That's wild. Yeah, that's wild. Y'all wild. He said euthanize. Candace Owens is live on her channel right now. She might be addressing other things we don't know. But later on, we'll be back. We got a subject we got to do tonight. We'll be back because we like the discussions. That'll be a call-in show. You can call in. Maybe we'll open up the panel. We don't know, but it's at 10 o'clock. It's at 10 o'clock. I see y'all then. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button going in and out. Subscribe, please and thank you. Subscribe for my content. We love to have you back. Whoever you are, whatever your theories are, whatever thoughts you have, we welcome you back. Please and thank you. I will see you at 10 o'clock if you're here. If you're here, I'll see you at 10 o'clock.